Oh yeah! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Travel God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a late Thursday night video. Right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my goddamn pants, otherwise known as the description marks below. So like this video and subscribe to this very channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. You can leave a comment on this video or one of my past videos, now videos, or in the future going in on this channel, my other respective channels as well. But don't leave stupid comments, because you get sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul, and you'll act like a complete fucking fucktard. So if you want to do that, be my guest. You're just gonna get blocked, and that's pretty much it. You'll never be seen again. And that's that. And if you want to cry about it, then cry like a little bitch that you are. Simple as that. But for others that are actually normal and real, then you can do that. But don't leave, if you're nice, at least talk about the topic at hand. Don't talk about anything really other than anything else, but whatever. But as long as you're respectful, then I'll actually leave your comment up. But if not, bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. You can pretty much go fuck yourself. And that's that. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you pretty much need to fuck off. Because you're SOL, you know what that means. And if you don't, well, too bad. And that's that. So, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And if you're brand new to my channel, if you've never seen my channel before in your goddamn life, and you're floating around YouTube at this time of night, and you see my gorgeous sexy face, because you know it is great, because your mothers and girlfriends love it, but I digress. But if you see my video on your recommended page, or wherever you see it, and you think about subscribing, please do. And when you do, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one. Straight Pepsi. With cherry Pepsi this time. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck you, man. And that's it. And here's to you. That's that. Wet the whistle, if you will. And we move on. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen. Sorry I haven't done a video since pretty much yesterday. But that's my NXT review on this channel, so check that out. Now, I wanted to do a couple of videos last night. I wanted to do my Raw review, and then I wanted to do my AEW review, but, I couldn't do it because I fell asleep. Because that's how I am, I'm old and I'm tired from a long day of doing work and other things, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, so I apologize for not putting up any videos for you great people that love to watch my videos, but it is what it is. But, life comes before YouTube, so, because I actually have a life, unlike certain people I know, but it is what it is. But, hopefully getting back into the groove, hopefully by this weekend. I do got some plans this weekend, so some of the videos may not come out this weekend, because, like I said, I got a life, and I got other things to do, like enjoy my life and going to concerts and other things and blah 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 blah. Plus, I got the Niners on Sunday afternoon, so I'm kind of gearing up for that. So, but I'm going to try to pump out as many videos as I can before the weekend, before the Niners game comes out, and we'll see what happens with that. But please hit that bell so when those videos do go out, you'll be the first to see it. And if you're not getting my videos, then unsubscribe, resubscribe again. Hit the bell again, and hopefully that'll work. If not, I can't help you. So, well, actually, the only thing I can say is just go to my channels and look, go to my videos or my shorts section and just check out what's new there. And that's it. That's the only way I can help you there. If the bell doesn't work, because you know how YouTube is broken. But let me move on with that. All right, Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen, late Thursday night, January the 8th, 2026. Or if you're watching later, it's January the 9th, 2026. Hope you had a great Thursday. We're getting to the first official weekend of 2026. We're almost at the midpoint of January already. I mean, as of this video, we're in the first 9 days of the year, and it's going by like whoosh, like the Flash. So, by the time, before you blink, it might be 2027 already. Sheesh. We're not even talking about Easter yet, and Easter's coming, like, quick. The next little over 2 months. So, before you blink, it'll be Easter. So, time flies when you're having fun, you fucktards, so enjoy it. But, hope you have a great weekend, and be safe and be well. We'll get one more day to go. Well, actually, tomorrow is the weekend, so it's Friday! Gotta get down on Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Something for the weekend, so enjoy your weekend. Be safe, be well, and then, that's pretty much it. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, on this late Thursday night, right here on the Peter Joseph channel, I am your tribal god, Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, other sports besides wrestling, because wrestling is a sport. A little bit of politics and music and movies and everything else that I feel like talking about on my respective channels. And if you like it, great. You don't, well, then go sub to somebody else. Simple as that. And if you can't get that through your thin skull, then you got problems. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, on this late Thursday night, it is time for your late and out-of-date AEW Dynamite! Yeah, like Jimmy Walker used to say Dynamite on Good Times, that great hit show you know and love from the 70s. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm older than you, and some of you people don't even remember the 70s. Ha 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 ha! Because you weren't even a figment in your dad's scrotum. Back then. I was late 70s, but I really kind of grew up in the 80s stuff. Like the great music of the 80s, the great TV shows, the movies, everything. The 80s are the greatest decade ever. I know people say the 90s, but not so much the 90s. 90s had good things here and there, grunge and, rap, gangster rap really came around. Which is the better rap. Not this mumble shit like Ren and HF and bleh. Garbage rap, as I call it. But good rap, like NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Diggity Dogg, Ice-T, Public Enemy, Wu-Tang. Because Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, if you know what I mean. METHOD, man. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. I came to bring the pain, no pain to the pain. It's time I ask your brain. Okay, I'm not gonna go through every Wu-Tang song. I could, but, Booklet, oh baby, I like it raw, stuff like that. ODB. One of the greatest rappers of all time. The Jizza, the RZA, oh dirty bastard, people like that. That's real rap, not this garbage rap that's out now. Garbage. Now, I still like my Eminem, Jay-Z, and, DMX and people like that, but I can't get into people like Ren and all these rappers, I can't even understand their names. They have these weird names and shit. Yeah, I'll throw on some Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. People like that can actually rap! Lil Wayne, a little bit early Lil Wayne, and Yeezy, Lil Wayne. Yeezy, early Kanye. Early Kanye, not the late Kanye, because it's just like, what? What are you talking about, Kanye? Shit. Going back, way back then, Big Daddy Kane and Kid and Play and people like that. I mean, that's the real music. That's real music to me. And of course, you know, the old bombastic Sonic, make your ears bleed and your head explode. Metal and all that good shit, you know. But, you know, I diversify, so. Old school, OG rap. Up to, like, the 2000s era. And then bombastic rock and roll from the 80s on. Kick ass. That's it. Alright, enough about that move, funky. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Dynamite review. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. I wasted 10 minutes. But you clipped it, so go fuck yourself. Because that's all you can do, is just clip my shit and then try to make fun of me in a really bad way. So, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, from the Bach Center, the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yep, that's Jim Ross country. It's time for Dynamite. Dynamite wasn't that bad last night. I thought it was pretty good, actually, you know. Unlike Raw, not so much better than NXT. NXT's end segment with Oba vacating the NXT title, that was epic. Raw just, like, fell flat. I'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe later tonight or maybe tomorrow. Because I do gotta get it out before SmackDown tomorrow, because SmackDown is, well, pretty much gonna be taped, like, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get to see it live on VPN. I'll be out, because I have a doctor appointment, so I have to watch the replay. Sucks. But at least I'll see the first hour of Raw on Monday, because that's at 2 o'clock on Netflix, live, without the VPN. So, just SmackDown for pretty much tomorrow, next week, and pretty much I think the week after that. We're kind of done-ish with the overseas shows, but we're back to Saudi Arabia at the end of the month, so we just have to get through, I think, 3, maybe 4 shows. So if you don't have a VPN, you're kind of fucked. You're gonna have to watch the replay at 8, you know, for SmackDown purposes, and if you have Netflix without the VPN for Raw on Monday, you get to watch it live. And then I think the week after is going to be live too on Netflix. So that's a good thing. But if you don't have a VPN for SmackDown, you're screwed. For those overseas shows. So tomorrow's going to be a little bit, you know, kind of chaotic for people that don't have the VPN. So, but I get to watch some of it, you know. I get to watch it on my phone, so I'm not that worried, but I'm going to miss a little bit of it, because like I said, I'm going to be at a doctor appointment during SmackDown, which sucks, but it is what it is. But let's continue to talk about AEW. So from the Bach Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and our commentary team on AEW Dynamite, as always, the man behind the mask, Excalibur, my good friend, and hopefully yours too, Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Tony Schiavone for you people that love Jericho, and the man from Oklahoma, the Boomer Sooner himself, the legendary Hall of Famer, by God Almighty, Jim Ross! By God Almighty, Stone Cold, Tony Schiavone on a Saturday night, Schiavone! By God Almighty, Stone Cold! Okay, JR, calm down. Take the Metamucil, you'll be fine. By God, the Metamucil's fine! Okay, calm down. That guy, man. Jim Ross is a legend. By God, I'm a legend! Yes, you are. Just calm down now. We'll talk about Stone Cold later. Back up. Okay, stop. Alright, so Excalibur, Tony Baloney Schiavone, and Jim Ross are kind of like the early days of AEW Dynamite. So that's pretty damn good, even though Taz was there too, but Taz is, you know, rehabbing. Well, he's just sitting on his couch in Red Hook, brother. Pretty much, with his shoulder, I think, I don't know what he has. I know he got surgery on something, I think his shoulder. But whatever, he'll be back soon, I don't know when, but... Alright, so we got that. Let me move on. So, lots of things happening on the show. We had Willow Nightingale's TBS title celebration. We had, Jon Moxley taking on Shelton Benjamin in a Continental title elimination match. And then the big one, the lights out match between the Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland against Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and they send for the man. They get Hook. Well, no, Mr. Samoa Joe. I don't know what he was doing. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Alright. So we start off with Jim Ross coming out to ringside a little bit slow because he's always old, But great to see the legend Jim Ross in Oklahoma, the boomer sooner that he is. And always a good time with him, and he stuck it out for 2.5 hours. But, he's a trooper. You gotta love it. You gotta respect Jim Ross. And we got that. Alright, so after Jim Ross comes out to grace us with his presence, we go to back with the remarkable Renee Paquette. She's outside the trainer's room for some odd reason. I'm like, why is she outside the trainer's room? She tells us that Jet Speed has been attacked and is out of a 6-man tag team match. They were supposed to team up with Jungle Jack Perry to take on the Demand. So, they're not medically cleared to compete, so Jack Perry's got to find some tag team partners. I think we all know who we can find, because Luchasaurus is out with a shoulder injury, thanks to the Demand. So, speaking of the Demand, they come in, and, they don't want to call it a bounty, per se. Like, they took out Luchasaurus, they took out Jet Speed. And then Dog Callis comes in. I'm like, what does he got to do with this? So he comes in with Mark Davis and Jake Doyle. I'm like, who the fuck is Jake Doyle? Now we find out it's Jake something from TNA. I guess his contract expired. Well, it kind of did. And now he's in AEW, and now his name is now Jake Doyle, which I don't even think is his real name. And now he's the newest member of the Don Callis family. How many more members do we fucking need? Well, we get another one later, and it's an old member that's kind of in, and he had a little bit of trouble. You know who he is. I think we all know his name is, his El Idolo, if you know what I mean. But we'll get to him, that great man that he is, in a little bit. But yeah, Don Callis' family has 15 members. 15! That's insane! Reminds me back in the day when NWO just got everybody to come into the fucking group. I mean, people that didn't want to be in the group. You're in! Come in! I mean, like, freaking Billy Kidman and, people, like, weird people being in the NWO or the Wolf Pack. DDP was part of the Wolf Pack in, like, a second. I mean, it was just weird. Like, everybody, and even the Jobber NWO had, like 55 members. It was just weird. I mean, can we, get half of them out because they're a bunch of, I mean, some of them are great people there, but, I mean, you don't need, people like Rocky Romero and, and Brian Cage is injured with his knee. It's just sad for Brian Cage because he got the surgery, then now he's having, setbacks with the knee and everything. Sucks, but at least he's home, with his smoking hot wife, Melissa Santos. And they're two beautiful kids, but still. Gonna make money somehow, but I hope Brian Cage comes back and he can wrestle again, but, knee injuries are not too fun. And I know that from experience, but, because I have a bad knee, and I got surgery on the bad knee. My right knee, which is messed up as it is. My patella, my kneecap, tilted a little bit. Falling on it, banging into it is just, an old hockey injury. That's not fun. But anyway, so Jake Doyle's now the newest member. And, yeah. They just come in and talk, and that's it. Okay. So, that's it. Moving on. 2.25 out of 5 stars for all that. Let me move on. Alright, now we get to some wrestling, a little less talk, a lot more action here on the AEW report, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so then we get to the Continental Breakfast of Champions Eliminator match between the champion, John Moxley, taking on Shelton Baby, Shelton Benjamin with MVP on commentary. This match was great. Now the first part of Dynamite was great. Second hour kind of went downhill. Kind of like NXT a little bit last night, too. And if you think about it, Raw. But, anyway, we get that. So it's also with Shelton taking Mox down easily. Then they exchange some forearms. Mox has to bail in the corner like, whoa, I didn't expect this from Shelton, baby. And they fought, I think they fought before back in WWE times when, Dean Ambrose and Shelton. But anyway, Mox gets a boot up. A clothesline sends Shelton to the outside. But Shelton comes back with his own clothesline over the barricade. Then they fight in the crowd. Why not? It's a Mox match. You have to fight in the crowd. But no blood, obviously. Anyway, then they finally get back to ringside. Mox is in big trouble, including a German suplex. And then a second attempt gets countered into a ram into the ring steps. Ow! So Mox takes over on the arm, back on the inside of the ring as we go to break, come back. And as always, the heels come back during the break. Shelton Benjamin runs the ropes for a butterfly superplex. You pussy. So then they form it out again. Mox goes to the eye. The old Roddy Piper thumb to the eye. Yeah, I gotta tell you. No, that guy, Roddy Piper. The legend that he is. Goes to the Bulldog choke. It gets blocked. And a big clothesline drops Shelton, but Mox needs a little breather, because he's fast and furious, I need a breather. And then Shelton snaps on some German suplexes until Mox gets in a giddy kata. Bang! Mox, stop stealing my move, please. I want to tell Renee. I'm kidding. So he hits the cutter, and then he hammers away in the corner. Then he hits something like a standing standing STF. Something you don't see every day. That was implicit by Mox. Cuts Shelton Benjamin off. I think got the standing STF. Then Shelton sent outside for a big flippy dippity by Mox. And then you go back inside. Mox charges right into the pay dirt for a near fall. And, MVP's like, nobody gets up from that. It's like rare that somebody gets up from that. Obviously. They get back up. Mox blocks a kick. Grabs a paradigm shift for a near fall. We got 1 minute left because there's a 20-minute time limit in Continental Eliminator matches. I didn't know that, but okay. So we got 1 minute left. So they gotta go fast and furious. Mox gets the Bulldog choke, gets broken up by Shelton, and then Shelton hits that big running knee, followed by a triangle choke. Not like the Undertaker, the Hell's Gate move. Kind of like it, but... So Mox is in big trouble, but somehow he drives forward, stacks Shelton up. 1, 2, 3, with 6 seconds left. Mox gets the win and stops Shelton from possibly getting a future title shot. But the match was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, rarely you see this from Mox. Sportsmanship! Yay! Code of Honor, you love to see that. From two guys who know each other for many years. I think we need to run it back a little bit. Do it again. Let's do the Usos. Do it again. So we got that. Great match, though. Great match. But, and people were saying that Shelton came out crying. I don't know, but he did look a little off when he came out. I didn't notice that. He looked a little off. So I don't know if, maybe, I don't know. Shelton says there was nothing to worry about. So, I don't know. So I'm just not worried about it. And we got that. Alright. after that, we got, hi guys, it's me, Darby Allin, your good friend, I just want to let you know that I'm looking for that bastard Pac who set me on fire. I'm gonna get him for you guys. I'm gonna beat his ass like I beat that piece of shit William Yuta. I'm gonna get Pac. I'm gonna destroy him for you guys because I love you guys and I put my body on the line for you guys. I live in Seattle. I weigh 150 pounds. I live in my car. I'm so fucking emo. Sorry. My Darby impression is almost as great as Issa's, but that's sorry for another time. Alright, so Darby's looking for Pac. Where's gonna find him? Well, we'll see. Alright, got that. Alright, after that, we're gonna look at the epic match from Wrestle Kingdom 20 with the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, sadly losing to Kazuchika Okada in his retirement match. Great match that it was. Tanahashi's still going to be the president of New Japan. I'm glad they got rid of that Divas title belt that was the old school, well, not the old school, sorry, the new IWGP title, and now thank God that Tsuji has it. Sadly, he beat Takeshita. I wanted Takeshita to hold that belt, and maybe he'd bring back the old school belt, but Tsuji kind of unified a belt, not unified per se, but he brought back the old school IWGP title, that's what it is now called, the IWGP World title. It looks great. I miss that big, huge belt. I mean, if you've never seen the IWGP title before, that Shinsuke had, that Okada had, even Naito, you know, people like that, that was the belt to have. If you were a belt collector, that was, besides the big gold belt, the WCW belt, the IWGP belt is a collectible. I mean, it's very expensive, but still, that's the belt to have if you're a belt collector. But, you know, but glad they brought that back. So thank you, Tsuji. We got that. All right, so we get that. So now. Thank you, Ace, once again, for many years of epic matches in New Japan, and some Ring of Honor as well. Yeah, met the guy many times when he was in Ring of Honor. Basically got Global Wars, World of Worlds, and stuff like that. And Field of Honor a couple times. Great guy. He's a great man. I met Okada. Whoa. Okada's like, you know, he's like, he does this Rainmaker pose, or does this, you know, stuff. I met Shinsuke. Oh, many times I met Shinsuke. I almost had Shinsuke Nakamura in my lap. That was not in a good way, you know what I mean? When he fought Kevin Steen at War of the Worlds, what year was that? It was 15? 14, I think it was 15. It was before Steen went to NXT. Right around the time that Steen was, you know, done pretty much with Ring of Honor, going to NXT. The year after Sammy went to NXT. That's when Steen went in. So it had to be 15, I think. But, yeah. That match was pretty good. Shinsuke, when he was the IC champion. That belt needs to come back. But I don't think that's ever going to come back. But, yeah, it's not up to me, but it's up to, you know, the great people in Japan. Because Japan is always number one! Forever! Not ever! Okay, Terry, go to bed. No, Terry, go to bed! Get Abdul the Butcher to come after you. Shit. Not Abdul, I mean Brody King. Brody King and Brody Lee will fuck him up. Bruiser Brody, the man. And then Brody Lee, of course. You know, you missed that guy. He was hanging out with Bray Wyatt. Some people just don't need to die. Like people like Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, Brody Lee, Eddie Guerrero, you know, Mike Awesome, you know, people like that should be still with us today, but you know, sadly they passed on way before, you know. I'm not dead. Yes, you are, Mike. You got the halo on the head. When can I get this goddamn thing off? I don't know. I don't have the Dragon Balls, Mike. Fuck! It's okay, Mike. you're gonna come back in another life and you'll still be awesome. Okay? Just, I don't know when, but it's gonna be soon. Right, when I come back, you're gonna be awesome again. Okay, I hope so. Will you still be here? I hope so. I may or may not. I might see you by the time I get up there. Well, I hope it's not soon. Well, I'm only 49, I got plenty left in the tank. But it's not up to me, it's up to, the Lord. Well, I'll tell him to keep you on Earth for another 40, 50 years, Mr. Joseph. Well, I hope so. But you can go talk to him. We'll talk later, okay? Okay, you want to say goodbye? Bye! Okay. And tell Jerome not to, mess around. Well, I'm trying to tell him he's kind of crazy. Oh, don't even... we'll talk later. Alright, bye! Okay. I wonder what Jerome's been up to. Don't ask. But I digress. But yeah. Yeah, I met almost everybody you can think of in Japan, except for Finn Balor, people like that. The old school, people from New Japan. I met Tanahashi, met Naito a couple times. Met Hiromu Takahashi with Daryl before Daryl passed away. Didn't meet Shingo yet, but it sucks. The original Los Ingobernables de Japón. Bushi, I met Bushi. Bushi's weird sometimes, cool guy, but, Ocean Spray. A couple times I met Ocean Spray. Who else? Goto, Ibushi, Shibata. Few people I met, and a lot of people, Japanese people I met from IWGP. New Japan. The Bucks, of course. If you haven't met the Bucks yet, you're missing out. I met Kenny once, but it was like a not like at a meet and greet. I just like passing by, say, "Hey, Kenny, what's going on?" We tried to get him to stop, but he had to go. I think he was going to his car, and I'm not going to go over with his car. Did that with the Bucks one time, but I stayed my distance because, people are weird. Let them go to the car, put their shit in the car, and let them get out of here. Because they're not going to stop. Most of the time, they're not going to stop. And then people are going to get, "Why don't you stop for your fans?" Oh, they gotta go to another arena, they gotta go to the airport, they gotta go places, so they can't just stay 5 hours and signing autographs, like 50 fucking pictures and shit. People gotta go eat, they gotta do other things. I met Prince Nana at, the diner next to the Hammerstein one night. Me and Rosa went to go eat our late night meal. I'm like, let's go to the diner, I'm hungry, we want to eat something, let's go, I'm right here. So we went in, we ate our meal, next thing I know, I'm like staring, I was like staring around, I'm like, wait a minute, is that Prince Nana? And he stared right at me. He knew where I was, but he didn't want to, I was like, oh, is that? No. Because yes, the wrestlers do sometimes eat at restaurants after the show. Especially at the Hammerstein. So, hey, if you want to go to the Hammerstein after the show, there is a chance you could meet a wrestler there. Not that they're going to sign anything, or maybe take a picture, but, they want to eat and get out of here. So don't bother them. Just saying. So next time you're at the Hammerstein, you want to go get a nice meal after, there's a restaurant right there. Good food, too. You also go to Five Guys right across the street. And there's a movie place there. I think it's a McDonald's somewhere around there. There's a lot of places you can go right around the Hammerstein. And it's right next to that Madison Square Garden, so. Good shit. Good shit. But yeah. I met Prince Nana there outside once, and I saw him eating. I was like, what are you doing here? He knows, man. Me and Prince Nana, if it wasn't for Prince Nana, I would not even get my foot in the door in the wrestling business. With Joel, my good buddy, my mentor, Joel Maximo. So you think I don't know wrestling? Ha! Think I never got my foot in the door? I got my foot in the door, not fully in the door. I didn't get fully in the door, but I got halfway in. Better than nothing. You know, people want to get into the wrestling business, you know, they have to train, you know, and all that shit. Even people that want to be reporters. You know, you gotta get your credentials, you gotta be credible, you know. I'd like to do that. I'd love to do it, you know, but it's a pain in the ass, but because you gotta be credible, you gotta do the editing, you know. I'd rather just go to the shows and just hang. I mean, if I would love to do it. I'd love to, like interview, like, Kenny and the Bucks and people like that. They're gonna go through channels. That's a pain in the ass, and you gotta pay them, too, you know. Don't have money, some of the money you don't have for that bullshit. You're just not gonna do it for free. Some may, some might not, but... You know, but I'd love to do an interview with Kenny one day, or, you know, other wrestlers, you know. I do have I don't have interviews per se, but I have some people, some indie wrestlers that done a couple of promos for my channel. I just don't put them up that much. Mike Verna from FBW, FSW here in New York. Haven't heard from that guy in a while. Another guy, I had an interview with Talon, another guy that knows Mike Verna, but I wanted to just do I just wanted him to do like a liner for my show, like a little promo like he did, like Mike Verna did, but I actually asked him about one of his old tag team partners. He knew us were recording. I was like, "Are you recording?" "Yeah, I'm recording, sorry." "Oh, let's just do it anyway." "Okay, get it out of the way." I think I still have it somewhere. Maybe it's on my external hard drive, which I have to dig out of my vault. If I ever find it, I might put it up for you guys, but I still have the Mike Verna one. It's on my channel, actually. It's on this channel. You gotta dig deep into my videos, like from like 2015. You gotta go way back to that video where he just does you know. It's like, subscribe to Peter Joseph, let's go Mets, and that's all he said. So it's a little bitty liner, little intro, if you will. I put up on my couple of videos back in the day, but, you know. I might download it and then re-upload it again, but gotta get some editing software for it. And I gotta see if the ancient computer that I have right now can withstand it, but if not, I'm already in line to get a new computer soon, so. I just gotta put it on layaway. But soon, new stuff coming your way. New stuff is gonna look great, hopefully soon. But we got that. Alright, anyway. Okay, so we got Hiroshi Tanahashi losing Okada, we saw that. We move on. Alright, then we get the video for Kenny Omega! Bang! Wanting a shot at MJF in his Triple B belt. So we got that from last week's Dynamite. He's going to be on this Dynamite this week. This coming Wednesday night on Maximum Carnage from Phoenix, Arizona. So see what happens with that. It was great to see Kenny Omega. So next week, we're going to stay up late, watch Kenny Omega while you know what. That's that. Alright, match number 2, 6-man tag team action. It was supposed to be Jack Perry and Jet Speed taking on The Demand. That's the AEW National Champion, Ricochet, teaming up with the Gates of Agony, Bishop Quan! I know not Quan! And Toa Leona. So, they take on Jungle Jack Perry, and his replacements are these guys! It's a Super Kick Party! Yeah! The Young Bucks! Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, they come out to the old school theme, which is great. Can we get a new episode of BTE, please? Haven't had one, I think, since before the New Year. I think before Christmas, actually, I think. I gotta look that up again. But anyway, this was a pretty match. Not great, but, you know, Bucks matches are pretty damn good. But it was pretty good. So, big old brawl to start. And the villains get sent to the outside for a big flippy by Nicholas Jackson. Jack Perry as a moonsault from the top rope to the floor. Then a spear to Ricochet. Not like a Jimmy or Jay Uso spear or a Roman spear. Flippy ones for Roman. Roman's coming back soon. I don't know on this tour or maybe by Saturday's main event. I have to see about that. But our tribal chief will be back soon. When will it be soon? Now. No, when will it be now? Soon. I messed that line up, but whatever. Sorry, Dog Helmet. Don't hit me with the shorts. So, Lone Star, I see your shorts is as big as mine. Let us see how well you use it. Oh, you fell for that one too? What's with you, man? She gives great helmet. I bet she does. We move on with that. If you haven't seen Spaceballs, you're missing out. And you need to get slapped violently if you haven't seen Spaceballs. And the new one's coming out next year. Oh, the countdown is on. I think it comes out February 2027. So, getting close to a year from now, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, is finally coming out. Oh, it's gonna be a classic. I cannot wait till it comes out. I'm gonna be there on day 1 when it comes out. I might even do a review. We'll see. Alright, so, where was I? Alright, spear to Ricochet. Back inside, the Bucks take over on Ricochet. Match triangle choke over the ropes. Almost kind of looked like a tarantula from a guy we all know and love named Tajiri! Tajiri-san! He was not in that group with Dick Togo, with, you know, Val Venus. Choppy, choppy! Your PP! I forgot the chick. Was it, Kenzo Suzuki's chick he was trying to go after? The geisha? Not Tori Wilson, obviously. Before her. I forgot what her name is. Yuki? Yeah, I forgot her name. You know, Cena's epic line. It's like, I'll put some more white on your face, or whatever he said to her, and Kenzo Suzuki was like, what? You know, Kenzo Suzuki was one of the weirdest United States champions in WWE history. Weird. He didn't hold it for long. Sucks. I don't even know what Kenzo Suzuki's doing right now. And even Yuffie, Yusei, whatever her fucking name is, you know, the geisha that he had. I don't think she's doing anything these days. She's probably old as fuck, but whatever. No, Kenzo Suzuki's like one of those guys you're like, you know, he had potential. I wouldn't say the same thing about, what's his name? What's his name, you know? The guy that fought The Undertaker. It's on the tip of my tongue, too. Muhammad, fuck! That's what his name is, no. I can't think of his name. You know, he had that whole, like, it looked like, you know, the Mustafa Ali type gimmick. Not the hacker gimmick, you know, he was all, Iron Sheik-like, and he, you know, became a martyr and everything, and he beat up The Undertaker, and he carried him out like a freaking martyr after The Undertaker beat his ass. What was his name? Muhammad Anan or something like that? I forget. It'll come to me sometime. I don't even remember the fucking name. Muhammad Assad, I think his name is. Remember that guy? I think you remember, some of you remember that guy? That was a really bad gimmick. And they got paid, Channel 9 got really mad at it. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so match triangle choke over the rope sets up Jack Perry's diving DDT. Bishop, grabs Jack Perry's foot, and then Ricochet adds a jumping knee to the back, sends him to the outside. Jack Perry then gets bounced! period into the timekeepers area. That was sick. Go to break, come right back. Jack Perry clotheslines his way out of trouble, get the hot tag to Nick, and everything breaks down. The Bucks clean house with super kick party! You know, super kicks. Plus a slingshot Canadian destroyer. Impressive to Ricochet. Knocked in for a loop. Then a top rope double stomp to the back. Flips Ricochet into a sit-up power bomb for a near fall. But then Toa Leona comes back in with a triple Samoan drop. Woo! He had all three of them on his freaking back. That was impressive. I mean, shit. And then Ricochet springboard 450 gets a near fall on Jack Perry, who flips over him and hits a German suplex. Then an assisted wheelbarrow gimme kata! Bang! Somebody's been watching my tapes there, Jack! I'll give you that one. Actually, that wasn't ours. I think, well, who hit that? Ricochet. Ricochet, stop it! I'm gonna watch Samantha Irvin tapes. So, you don't get that one. You don't get a freebie on that one, Ricochet. Anyway, so he hits Jack Perry with that for a near fall. Goes for the spinning gun and missed. And then a bunch of super kicks put Toa Leona down. Then the BTE trigger into the running Busaiko knee by Jack Perry on Ricochet. When pins the champ in 13 minutes and 11 seconds. So Jack Perry might be getting a national title shot pretty soon. He beat the champ, so obviously if you beat the champ, you get that title shot eventually. So we'll see what happens with that, but good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars, and we move on. After the match, the Don Callis family runs in, lays out the Bucks, and then Jet Speed, who was kind of out for the match, they come in for the save, but then the lights go out. Sabu! No, not you, Terry Sabu. No, you stay there. You stay there. The lights go out, and then they come back on. We see a man in a black mask. I wonder who that could be. Beats the fuck out of the Bucks. Gives a interesting move we've seen before called The Message. I think we all know what we're talking about. Andrade El Idolo is back in the Don Callis family. Looks great. By the way, he is the Universal Champion of Puerto Rico. He's taking on El Capitan, the former champion, Savant at Euphoria 2 weeks from Saturday in Puerto Rico. So if you want to go to it, go to it. Say hi to Issa for me. But yeah, so Andrade is back. So pretty much the entire Don Callis family, minus Brian Cage, is out there. Even though, everybody dies. Lance Archer beat the fuck out of all four of those guys. And then FTR comes out for a little bitty stare down, the AEW Tag Team Champions. Stokely's in a wheelchair. So he's alive! Yay, he's alive! Still can't get any hose. Probably didn't get any hose in the emergency room, or the nurses didn't give him any play. Sucks for you. So we got that. Alright, so yeah, Jack Doyle was there under his new name, Jake something. Attacks Jet Speed off camera. That's who beat up Jet Speed, so that's why they were medically unfit to compete. Alright, so that's pretty damn good. So Andrade is now in 2 groups. He was in United Empire at Wrestle Kingdom, got the win there, and now he's in the Don Callis family again. Kind of messy. Just stay in one group. I don't even like him in Don Callis family. I don't even like him in it. I'm like, why? He should just go on his own, do his own shit. But now we could probably get some epic matches with him, like with the Bucks, with Kenny coming up, maybe with a guy named Darby, Jack Perry. I think he'll have some great matches in AEW on his, pretty much his, well, I wouldn't even call this a third go-around, because the first one didn't go, it was like a day. He's there, he left, came back for like a day, and then left. Because of that whole thing with WWE and the court issues and shit with the non-compete clause. Now he's back. I guess You know, they formed a deal, they made a deal, or the whole thing was done out of court or some shit. And look at him now. He's the world champion Puerto Rico. I think he's the Smash champion or Crash champion. You know, he's doing good for himself. So I just hope Tony Khan on this second official go around, you know, makes Andrade like a monster. I mean, give him a belt. I don't care what belt, just give him it. Not the world title per se. Give him like the TNT title or the national title, the continental title, maybe the intercontinental title, the international title. But he's gonna get a belt. I want him to get it by the end of this year. He's just that good, and I think he deserves a second chance. Just saying. Just saying. And I don't know what's going on with FTR, but he got a lot of challengers for those tag team belts. So I guess that's why they came out and stared down. I don't know, maybe them and Andrade got a thing going on. I don't know. So we'll see. But something to be intrigued at. Something to think about. Yeah, I know. I just referenced Bruce Pritchard. I know. Idiot that he is. Brother love. I love you. I don't love you. I think you're a piece of shit. But that's another story for another time. Alright, after that, we go to the ring. We're gonna have a celebration. It's celebrate good times. Come on! Oh yeah! Alright, so the resident fun girl, Willow Nightingale, she comes out. Bam! Well, she can't do it in her dress, because she still looks good. Those big tatas and everything. So she comes out with her tag team partner, the other half of the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, Harley Cameron, and her now reformed bestie, Chris Cakelander, the AEW Women's Champion. So all three ladies come out. They join Renee Paquette in the ring, so some nice cake in the ring. They have cake in the ring too, an actual cake. So, alright, so Willow says this is the first step in the Double Champ Tour. Then the lights go out. I'm like, what the hell was going on the other night? The lights go out. I mean, they didn't go out and then somebody was going to come up here like Andrade or something. The lights just go out. And I'm like, I guess Tony Khan forgot to pay the utility bill at the Bach Center. Should have called it the Botch Center, pretty much. This doesn't happen once. This happened twice. I think twice. It was just, why? So anyway, the lights go out. We get a spotlight. So anyway, Willow continues her promo, saying, this is the first step in the Double Champ Tour. I'm proud to be back with my belt and my friends here. And then she's like, I'll face any challenger for any title, whether it be the TBS title or the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. But I know that since this is wrestling, someone's going to interrupt me sooner or later, and who should come out but the former TBS champion, 9 belts, Monet, the CEO. She comes out looking like a bride going to her own funeral. You know, this white veil, this hat, and this, like, slutty little get-up. Nothing wrong with that, but still. So, she comes out. Actually, Willow invited her to come out. She comes out on cue. She's mourning, because she lost her belts. She lost 4 belts in the span of a month. Sucks to be you. But Willow's a forgiving person. This off Mercedes' accomplishments last year, which made beating her that much better. Then she offers her some cake, and Mercedes starts going into meltdown mode. Ah, I want no cake! Ah! And then she just wrecks everything. She throws the cake down, and then eventually, you know, she tries to go at Willow, who pretty much sidesteps her, trips her right into Chris Cakelander, who had the cake. And Mercedes gets, face full of cake. Not the first time she's got some cream on her face. Ha! Yes, the Beast Mortis, that one. Anyway. And then, she gets up, and then Cake Lander kicks her right in the... So Willow who hits Bey with a power bomb on the rest of the cake. That was, Cake Lander was like, fuck this, And then Mercedes gets power bombed right on the cake. So her front and pretty much everything got caked on. That's pretty much it. So, the meltdown of Mercedes Moné continues. But she still has those 9 trinket titles. The only actual major belt she has is a CMLL women's title. Everything else is a freaking trinket indie promotion title. And we're not even counting the Owen Hart belt. Really, she has 8 belts. Not 9. It's 8. So 8 belts, Moné. But we'll count it as 9. I just don't understand why. I'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that whole segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to a video from the TNT champion, the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always, we pay homage to you, sir! Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. Alright, so Mark's on his farm in Sandy Fork, Delaware. Fitting the chickens, probably. Chickens! No, not Amish roadkill. He's still around, by the way, that guy. Danny Doring as well. Danny Doring got into a fight at an indie show, I heard. With a certain guy we all know and love, Crowbar. He beat up a fan that was dressed up as a Macho Man Randy Savage. That was a shoot. It was not a... It was part of the show. People thought it was real. It was a work. But, I mean, why would you want to go after Crowbar? I mean, seriously, why? Great man, Crowbar. I met that guy, too. Right after, maybe, I think it was like a year or... maybe a year or two after my sweetheart Daphne passed away. I met him at I think it was another, I think it was WrestlePro or another indie promotion that won't be named. Because it sucks. And that promoter can go fuck himself. That's another story for another time. Yeah, I met him after the show, talked about Daphne, and, I almost started bawling because, I miss Daphne so much. I think we all do. We miss you, Stephanie, Daphne, We all miss Daphne, I think we all do. I think it's been going on... I think it's 5 years going on now. This year would be 5 years since her passing. Maybe 6? I think it's 5. I have to look it up, but I think about Daphne almost not every day, but I think about her every once in a while. But it's just sad that how she passed away, the Hana Kimura effect. And I still remember that day, General Jerry, my good buddy from the UK, or not he's from the UK, but the good buddy General Jerry from, the good man that he is from Ireland, hit me up on Facebook. He said, Pete, did you hear about Daphne? I'm like, what happened now? I'm like, what happened to Daphne? He says, gave me the link. And what do I know? Ringside News, Daphne passes away because she committed suicide. And I knew that night before from another good guy, Del X-Man, on his stream, people were in this chat talking about Daphne. It's like, go to Daphne's Instagram. I'm like, what's going on? Daphne did her Instagram, bawling her eyes out. I think we all remember it. Some people, for those who don't know, Daphne went on Instagram, and she was in meltdown mode. And she didn't know what to do, telling her go to the hospital, go see her mom, go this and that, don't do anything stupid. Next thing you know, the next day, she's dead. Her mom goes on Instagram and says she passed away. The Hana Kimura effect. Basically, she got bullied online by idiot fucking marks, like Hana Kimura did, and then she couldn't take it anymore, and stupidest thing you can do. I mean, I get bullied online. I've been bullied for so many years on YouTube and in real life. Do you think? And I've had moments I want to kill myself, but I'm like, it's not worth it. Just deal with it. eventually those people that said and kind of did shit, they're gonna pay for it. And I'm still here. And you love it. So, those people that don't like me, I know there's people on here that don't like me, keep slandering my name. Eventually, it's gonna come back to haunt you tenfold. And you know a couple people that already got the karma in the ass, and they're getting it in the ass in jail. So if you want to keep going, that's where you're going to end up. So keep fucking around. Because you're going to end up just like your stupid friends. So, yeah. Maybe it's time to, like, move on. But people that can't take no for an answer, they just want to hound people for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It's stupid. Get over it. Move on with your pathetic life. That's all I gotta say. And if you can't move on, then you're gonna end up with your friends. And if you want to turn that back on me, I pretty much have nothing to give. So, because it ain't gonna happen to me, because I'm not doing anything wrong. So you say, "Oh, I'm harassing you. I'm in your chat all the time." I'm like, first of all, I'm not in your chat because I don't go on your stupid fucking live streams. Second of all, you keep talking shit. I have a right to go on your freaking community posts and your little garbage videos you make about me. And if I wanted to, I can go at you back and forth. But it's a waste of my time. So, but it is what it is. So, I'm pretty much giving up on that. But people want to say, "Oh, you're still on my comments and this and that." Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You can go on your little stupid community post and say, "Oh, we're just gonna call you out on your bullshit, this and that. He's never gonna change, this and that." Well, isn't that a bitch, right? Because you're doing the same fucking shit. And even when I do my shorts and I put hashtag haters and everything like that, it's not talking about the people that hound me. It's just in general. And it's satire. It's comedy. It's not meant to, be taken seriously, but people love to take me seriously, even though they think that I'm not serious. Right. So, go fuck yourselves. Go do your boring fucking streams, mentioning me, taking clips from my videos, and trying to turn it against me. It's not gonna work. You think you're better than me? You're not. And you never will be. So, right here. Fuck off. And go do something with your life. But you never will, because you'll be on YouTube talking about me for the next 5, 10, 15 years, and nobody's going to give 2 fucks. Because nobody does give any fucks about you, what you say about me. Nobody cares. Because all you got is stuff from my past, from like 2012, on. Nobody cares about my past because nobody judges me, so. Even the new people that I meet and talk to, real people, they don't give a fuck. And they never will give a fuck about my past, or even things now. They don't care. So, get over it. If you don't like me, then don't watch me. But you will, because you got nothing to do on pretty much your semi-dead channels. Whether you have a lot of subs or not, nobody cares. Because if that's all the content you got, it's boring. Get original content. Not the same fucking shit almost every fucking day. It's boring. My content is not boring, and it's not the same shit every fucking day. Okay? Maybe my intro's a little bit, needs a little work, but I'm working on that. But still, not the same shit every day, especially in my rants. They're not the same format. They're not the same thing. So if I talk about, I'll reference JD or Sean's Entertainment. if I do a video on them, it's the same fucking shit. No, it's not, because I'm calling them out on new bullshit that they're doing. Not the same fucking shit. So, it is what it is. And you can't handle how I rip them apart, because I'm the best ranter on here. Oh, let's debate! No, I don't have to debate any of you motherfuckers. If you want to call me a pussy, well, thank you, because I get more pussy than you anyway. Heh. And that's actual, real-life, female, human pussy. But if you want to go that route with the whole cat raping shit, that's old and done with. Like 4 years now we're going on that shit. Get over it. Get over my past. And worry about your fucking life. And that, as I say, is that for my little PSA. My little rant. Alright, now let's get back to wrestling. Alright, so Mark has been sitting on the sidelines, Mark Briscoe, been sitting on the sidelines way too long. He's ready to face Hikesalo for the TNT title. So he looks inside his crystal ball, if you will, and it tells him that the title isn't going anywhere, just like Willow Nightingale's titles. There's some weird phrase of the day, I don't even understand it. So, we'll see what happens with Mark, and the conglomeration, and all that other shit. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a promo from the Triangle of Madness. That's Thekla, the toxic spider lady, Thekla, and my girl Julia Hart and Sky Blue. They want Chris Cakelander and the Babes of Wrath, even if they know the alliance isn't gonna last that long. Maybe not. One of them's gonna turn. Who knows? Maybe they won't turn. I don't know. So see what happens with that situation. I think Declan's gonna go after Cakelander next, and Julia Hart and Sky Blue maybe getting a title match against Willow and Holly, and then maybe one of them gets a TBS title shot. So they got a lot at stake. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. All right, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. All right, back inside the ring we go to our next match, a non-title match. We have the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. You know, one half of the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, along with his partner, the Beast Mortos, or Mr. CEO. So, Sammy takes on the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Bandido Ese Pero. And we get that. Pretty good match for under 12 minutes. It's also with Sammy working on the arm. Then a kick to face sends Bandido to the ropes. Then Sammy charges, misses, and goes to the floor. Bandido tries for a dive, but it's a little bit too early for that. So Bandido kicks Sammy in the head, from the apron. And then Sammy spits something into Bandido's eye. It must have been like a gum or something like that. That's nasty. That's nasty. And a tornado DDT on the floor. Ow. Takes us to break and come right back. Bandido fires off some chops. Then he trades some running clotheslines in the corner. And a spinning high cross body puts Sammy down. And then Bandido with his super Cena strength one-armed gorilla press slam. That is, as always, is impressive. Sammy gets sent to the outside for a big running flippy doo-doo-doo. But Sammy is able to monkey flip Bandido into the ropes. Ow. Back on the inside of the ring. Then he hits a shooting star press to the floor. Hits Bandido. Goes for the go to hell inside the ring. Gets blocked. Bandido tries for the 21 plex. Dax gets cut off with a springboard. Giddy Kata! Bang! And they trade shots to face. Sammy wins that with a flipping DDT for an air fall. But then Bandido knees him in the face. Ow. And then hits the 21 plex. 1, 2, 3. Your winner is Bandido Ese in under 12 minutes. Match was pretty fun. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. So Bandido gets the win in his warm-up match before his AEW World Title match this Wednesday night on the program at Maximum Carnage as he takes on MJF, Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. And we see that. Speaking of Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, he comes out with his translator, John Cruz. Everybody thinks it's Serpentico. It's not Serpentico. They're two different people. Anyway, so MJ comes out to interrupt. Says, I know more about Lucha Libre than anybody else. Right. Okay, Max, now you're acting crazy. Brings out John Cruz to explain things, so nothing's missed. So John speaks in Lucha Libre to the mundo, televisión excelente, studio, blah, 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 blah. Alright, then John Cruz gets in Bandito's face, yells about MJF's accomplishments, before MJF brings up being a 6-time winner of the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and he wants the ring back. Why didn't you just fight him in the finals? You didn't have to go after the world title. Why didn't you just defend it like you've done for the past 6 years? Just saying. Blah, 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 blah. So he wants the ring back, and they can just skip the world title match next week, and we can do it on pay-per-view. Which really, okay. So then John Cruz tries to translate again that. Bandito just like, give him the fucking mic. He says, hey, ese, pero, I can speak perfect English too. Calls MJF a stupid son of a bitch. Bitch, you know. So MJF's like, boom, kicks him right in the huevos, ese. Sucks for you. Takes the ring back, goes to a big shot with the ring, and then hits John Cruz by accident. Oops. And then Bandito kicks Max in his huevos, takes the ring back, and then hits a 21 plex on John Cruz, and then one on MJF, and then he holds up the... I don't know if he held up the world title or the Ring of Honor title. So we get that. So it's going to be, interesting to see what happens next week. So, but I think MJF's going to win because it's pretty much his first actual title defense of his second reign with the belt. So MJF's going to beat Bandito, probably by chicanery. But then he's got a whole bunch of other people waiting for him, including this guy, Brody King, who... that guy. He's got Kenny waiting in the wings, Hangman, Adam Page, Samoa Joe as well, Swerve. He's got a lot of people gunning for him. He's got a big, huge target on his back. So we got that. And we move on with that. So we'll see what happens this Wednesday night from Phoenix, Arizona, live at Maximum Carnage. I wonder if Spider-Man's gonna be there. No, I'm kidding. Or Venom. We are Venom. Or Carnage might be there, The triple threat, The franchise. Not you, Shane. Not that franchise. So. I thought you were talking about me. No, I wasn't. Sorry, Shane. Ah, fuck, you can suck my ass. Oh, shut up, Shane. Will you, Francine, could you... Thank you. I'm sorry. Hey, Francine put up some new wrestling videos on her YouTube page. Good stuff. So go to her Francine's YouTube page. Not the Eyes Up Here podcast anymore. It's now what's it called? Two Broads and something. Just look it up. Just look up Francine YouTube channel and you maybe find it. I think it's called Two Broads and a mic or something like that. I'm sorry, Francine. I know she's gonna fucking kill me now. I'm sorry! I'm old like you. Forget. Senior moment. What do you want me to do? She's a nice lady. Yeah. Francine's a nice lady. I met her a couple of times. Mostly at back in ECW. Not recently, but... No, I know she does the convention circuit, but, I don't really go to conventions that much. Because, it's a lot of money. Just for the tickets alone and getting the autographs and pictures, like, a lot, too, because, they don't come cheap. But, I mean, I just go and just hang and just say hello, not get anything, just look. I'm just looking, I'm browsing. I'm just here for the convention just to, look around. Maybe I'll buy something here and there, if I have the money, to buy an autograph or a picture with somebody I actually want to take a picture with. Or just shoot the shit and say, hey, what's going on, dude? Hang out with, not Sting, of course, It's Stink! Not that I would love to meet Sting. I'm gonna say Stink. Stink. I would have loved to meet Sting back in the day, but, things happen. But, I met Shane. Shane's a good guy, too. Just don't, don't piss him off. He'll probably tell you to suck his ass or something like that. Crazy guy. You can suck my ass! Okay, shut up, Shane. Yeah, Francine put up a thing where, I think it was a Q&A video or some type of video where, the ever popular question, were her and Shane an actual item? Which was no. Because Shane was married at the time, and Francine, I think, was in a relationship as well, or she was coming out of it. I mean, I wouldn't have put it past Shane to, boink Francine. I mean, who didn't fuck Francine back in the day? Not that I know, but, there weren't that many women back in ECW, in the locker room, besides Francine and Beulah. Come on and want to lay up, probably fucked everybody. Missy Hyatt was there for a little bit, she fucked everybody in WCW back in the day. Not so much Raven's wife. Well, obviously not, because, she was with Raven. But not Raven, you know what I mean. Not banging Raven, she was just part of that little group that Raven had. Lita was there. I think she was going out with Danny Doring at the time. That she was, when she got up to ECW, Miss Congeniality and everything. Who else? Nicole Bass, who would want to bang her? Or him. Or, him, her, it, what? Well, God rest that mighty soul. Who else? What was her name? Chastity? Who knows? Jazz? I doubt she, slept around in the back. The legend that she is, but... Sunny, we all know she was with Candido. Who knows who else back in ECW. We know she was with Shawn before she went with Candido. Dawn Marie probably slept around. Probably. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, you have to ask them, Not, literally ask them at a convention, but, Because I think that's a little bit wrong to go with a personal life, but, I mean, if they want to talk... I mean, it's a stupid question to ask them at a convention. I would do that if you're a reporter. Yeah, I would say if you want to do an interview with her, for your podcast or for whatever... Not for your whatever YouTube channel, but... maybe if you want to do it to get your channel known, but, But I wouldn't even kind of go there. I think you could talk to her off the air about saying, I got some things, some personal things I want to talk about, if you want to talk about it or not. You can work something that it's like, I don't really want to talk about it. All right, don't bring it up. We'll leave that for another time or something like that. But I'm pretty sure Dawn Marie slept around with who knows who. Jasmine St. Clair was banging the Blue Meanie because they were going out. But I assume, she was probably banging people in the back. Elektra. I mean, if you were a woman back in the day, you were probably fucking a lot of people in the back. I mean, probably today, too. Though I don't know about that, the newbies that are coming up now. Tiffany Stratton. Well, I wouldn't say Tiffany Stratton because at the time, she was going out with Marcel Barthel. They were an item. Now she's going out with some dork that we don't even know from NXT. Not even NXT, but I think he's going to Evolve. I'm like, who's this guy? Some Ethiopian guy. I'm like, okay. Well, Egyptian guy, not Ethiopian. I mean, Egyptian. Hey, if you want to be a wrestler, I mean, that's one thing, but then you gotta, you know, you're in the back, and you're seeing all these hot women, and you're like, shit, I got all this fucking cake around me, what am I gonna do? You're a single guy, you want to get some pussy, man, yeah, good luck. You never know, maybe you want to go out as friends first, and then see how it goes. You could become, like, you know, a power couple, like Hunter and Stephanie, or whoever, you know. But, I mean, just don't get into wrestling just because I want to bang chicks. Remember that whole thing with Hunter, when Hunter did Tough Enough? And he asked Maven, like, what are you here for? What are you here for? And then Maven's like, you know, I just love the business. And then Hunter's like, oh, you just want to, you just want to get in, bang all the chicks, you know, the fame, shit like that. Money, fame, bang a lot of chicks, get laid. Pretty much, that's what's, that's what you want to do when you get into wrestling. Money, fame, and then bang some, get big and super, you get to become a superstar, you get all the ladies wanting you to, inside and outside the ring. I'm like, what's better than that? But that's one thing, I would do that. I mean, early on, when I'm like a 20-year-old kid, that's what my goal would be, to be the best wrestler I could be. And then maybe on the side, get some side action, but maybe my main focus is becoming the world champion, shit like that. But I'm not going to go into wrestling, go to a wrestling school, and be in the indies for so long, and then, there's some indie wrestlers, you want to bang, you're in a company, you have all these women, you're training, you see half the women coming in, like, oh, I can bang her. They don't want to bang you, probably. Maybe try to, ask them on a date, and if they're single and everything, or if they come up to you and say, hey, you want to go out for a pizza or something like that? Why not? Yeah, as friends, we'll go out for some pizza after, or go to McDonald's, or not McDonald's. We'll go to a nice fancy restaurant, like Applebee's or some shit. But I'm not just gonna go there and, I'm not gonna go to it and, get into wrestling just to bang chicks. No. I could have the greatest body in the world and all the women want to fuck me, and that's one thing, but, you're just like a big, scrawny, 150-pound guy. I don't know. Back in my day, I got all the chicks back in the day. If you follow my XWF career, you know. Some of you don't, but I'm retired now, and I got the wifey at home, so I don't have to worry about that shit. Wifey a little bit sick lately, so gotta do my manly thing today. That's why I wasn't really, doing anything. And plus, I was a little bit under the weather, so we both took the day off. We're feeling a little bit better now, so that's why I'm doing a video now, and I'm probably gonna do a video after this and go to bed, or I might just do it tomorrow. I'll see. Because I'm kind of, I took a mini nap earlier before I watched Ring of Honor and TNA, the final TNA on Access TV. So I'm going to review that maybe tomorrow afternoon after SmackDown, after I come home from my doctor appointment, do that. Then get you ready. Then I'll do SmackDown later, probably after the USA Network feed goes off the air, probably at 10 o'clock, go right into it. But that's pretty much it, so move on with that. Alright, moving on. So I went on tangents, I'm sorry, but it's my show. Alright, so let's get back to AEW, let's finish this shing ding ding off. Alright, where are we here? Alright, so MJF gets kicked in the balls and gets 21 plugs by Bandito after MJF tried to steal his Diamond ring back. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday night for the AEW World title. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, like I said, we got a video for Brody King. Whoo! And that's it. Alright, back to action we go. If I can get my notes to work. Because obviously they don't. Alright, so then after that, we go to the ladies. I think it's time for the death slot. Pretty much it was. And we get Marina Shafir of the Death Riders, the Problem. She takes on Timeless Tony Storm, darling bosom. Oh, yeah. Alright, grudge match time between Timeless Tony Storm and Marina Shafir. Lasted just about 8 minutes and, well, didn't end the way you thought it would. So they begin to grapple. Tony gets taken down for a leg lock. Then some snap hair mares, so, you know, using that nice hair that Tony has. Actually, Tony did that. Drops Marina. Then she hits a sexy running hip attack in the corner, sends Marina to the outside. And then Tony Storm stops to yell at the Death Riders, who start coming out from the woodwork. Danny Garcia, I think that idiot William Yuta. And then eventually Claudio comes out later on, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So Tony stops to yell at them, and he gets caught in a triangle choke by Marina Shafir as we go to break. We come back, Marina knocks Tony down again, followed by doing the dancey. That's not nice. Then he forms to the back, keeps Tony in trouble. Then another dance, another mock of the dance, like, That sets my forearm to the face. Ow. Tony kicks her down, loads up the sexy hip attack in the corner, only to get kicked down again. And then Tony comes back with a headbutt. Ow. Staggers Marina Shafir. And then she grabs a small package, but Danny Garcia and William Yuta pull the referee out, and that causes disqualification. A rare disqualification in AEW. And the match ends in just under 8 minutes. So match was 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Before that, the Sammy Guevara and Bandito, 3.25 out of 5 stars. That's that. And like I said, we move on with that. Like I said, this match, 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Tony gets laid out again by Marina Shafir. And then my fourth amazingly hot Asian wife, Mina! She comes out and gets kicked right in the face upon entering the ring. Damn. She got kicked so hard she landed right on top of Tony. That's a sandwich. It was pretty smart, because both of them got beat up. So after that, Roderick Strong comes out with his good buddy Freshly Squeezed Orange Juice. Orange Cassidy coming for the save. Roddy takes out his wife again. I mean, dude, we getting domestic violence last couple weeks with Roddy and Marina Shafir. I mean, who's sleeping on the couch? Then again, maybe they like it so much they're doing it in bed. You know what I mean. And their son, I think they have his son's like, what the hell? Mommy, Daddy, stop fighting in the ring! Stop! No, son, we're just acting. Sure. Right. Alright, so, Roddy takes out his wife, and pretty much Danny Garcia and William Yuta. Claudio comes over the barricade and wants to fight everybody. But then we see Orange Cassidy kind of help out there, and he grabs Tony, puts his hand around her, and then he picks up Mina, and Mina does a spin, and then she has her head on Orange Cassidy's shoulder and everything, because he's hardcore. I'm like, dude, get off my wife, fucker! I'll freshly squeeze your balls! I don't even think Mina liked it. I didn't like that! No, of course you didn't. I suck your dick at all time, Mr. Joseph. I know. Can we go? We'll do it. Go in the bedroom. I'll be back right there. Shh. Don't tell Rosa. Anyway, now she knows. But anyway. Alright, so we got that. So I don't know what's going on there. Craziness with the conglomeration and the Death Riders are just, ugh. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we see Pac. He's in the back. He's already beaten Darby not once, but twice. I think in regular matches, actually. But then Darby comes out of nowhere with his skateboard and says, we're gonna do this one more time. And Pac's like, fuck no. We're not doing it. I already beat you twice. I don't have to beat you 3 times. So Darby's like, well, fuck you then. Sprays a fire extinguisher in Pac's face. That temporarily blinds him. And then he teases breaking Pac's ankle. You know, he has his leg in a doorway. He's about to slam the freaking door in his ankle. I mean, pretty much shattering it, maybe. But then the Death Riders save him, thankfully. So then Pac's like, okay, I'll give you a match, okay? I would have took the fucking... I was like, fuck Darby. I'll break my ankle not to give him a fucking match. I'll be out for a couple months. Fuck him. I got my match, guys! Fuck you, Pac! Fuck you, too. Alright, so we got Pac, Darby, 3 in a tree. Whenever that's gonna happen. Probably be some type of fucking hardcore match, you know Darby's gonna win that, most likely. I personally don't care. Because after he gets done with Pac, now he can get into the world title picture. Who knows if he even wins the world title by the middle or the end of the year. Who knows? Who cares? I think it'll be in the Owen Hart Cup. Is he going to win it? Probably not. I still think it's going to be Ocean Spray and MJF at All In London. And that's where Ocean Spray is going to win the world title. In his hometown, in front of his hometown fans and his hot wife, Alex Windsor! And their baby, their kid. So, by July, I think All In is in August. I think July or August. By the summertime, basically, Ocean Spray is going to start his world title reign. I hope it's a long reign, but then again, we don't know. Got to get there first. Got a long way to go. We got to get through Revolution. We got to get through Dynasty. And then we'll get through Double Nothing, and then eventually we'll get to All In, and the mini-shows in between. Fight for the Fallen, Fighter Fest. By the time we even get to All In. But we'll see. Because the next pay-per-view, on the first pay-per-view is not until March 15th. The Ides of March, basically. March 15th, like 2 months from now. It's our first pay-per-view of the year for AEW. It's Revolution, and then pretty much a month later is Dynasty. Which I forgot what date that is. April 12th is Dynasty, which is a week before WrestleMania Night 2. That's going to be a big month. I think Supercard is around that time too, but then again, Supercard was late last year. I think Supercard last year was in, when was it? The summertime, I think. Not WrestleMania time, it was after WrestleMania. Way after it. So we'll see what happens with that. If they go back to the traditional WrestleMania weekend, you know, Friday night right after SmackDown, or during SmackDown, pay-per-view for Ring of Honor, and who knows with TNA. I mean, TNA's got Genesis next Saturday night. You gonna watch? I hope you do. It's gonna be a good time. I mean, we got the AMC premiere, Mike Santana and Kaz for the world title, and a good buddy, Nick Nemeth, who parked Isa's car perfectly. He says he's gonna cash in his Call Your Shot gauntlet, so I think we got a triple threat match. Maybe a triple threat, or he cashes in after the match, or during the match, who knows. So, that AMC premiere is going to be Huge. It's at 9 o'clock, not 8. 9 o'clock next Thursday night. And yes, we will be doing a review as always. Because the first show is going to be live. I think, not going to be live every week, they're saying. So it's going to be live next Thursday. And then there's going to be tape shows here and there, but mostly it's going to be hit and miss live shows. It's good stuff, though. I can't wait, and I hope, I really hope that the rating for TNA on AMC does a big rating. I'm not talking about 200,000. AMC's a big network. So, I hope and pray that we get that TNA gets a big rating. I would be happy with 400 to 500,000 views. I would be shocked if they do over 1 million. Shocked. But we'll see what happens with that. Sorry, I have to refill my glass of actual Pepsi. There's no alcohol in it. So if you think there's alcohol in it, it's not, because I haven't bought alcohol since a long time. Like about a month or two, I've had actual alcohol in the house. A few months, actually. But straight Pepsi, guys. Straight. Cheers. But even if you think I'm acting wacky, it's not because I'm drinking. And I did admit drinking, on one episode, not every fucking video. One time I put a little in because I wanted to get some, wanted to get the edge off. But it's like a special occasion. But I mentioned it before and I'll mention it one more time. I'm a social drinker. When I go out to the bar, I'm at a nightclub, I'm at a concert, a bar, like I said, a bar or a nightclub, not so much a wrestling event. I'll have a Jack and Coke, a Henny and Coke, maybe one or maybe two. I have one and I'm done. But it's mostly when I'm at social events. Like a party, a wedding, stuff like that. But, I don't drink when I'm doing the videos and everything. Or live stream. If I, even my live streams, I never drank on my live streams. It's always straight Coke. Or straight Pepsi or juice, milk, whatever it may be. But, you think I'm an alcoholic? I'm not. I'm a social drinker. So, doesn't make me an alcoholic. But, these people just drink every fucking live stream and then just completely talk out of their wazoo. And nobody cares. They're like, oh yeah, we care, good stuff, good. And then they gotta do, when they're critiquing my videos, gotta do 50 million shots to make them more dumb. But hey, if you want, that's how you get your views. Congrats to you, but, you're coming off like a moron. It is what it is. I know Issa drinks every once in a while on her screens, but, but at least she has more class. So if she does get a little too tipsy, it's fun, but she doesn't do it all the time. She doesn't need to do that shit. She'll have a little Smirnoff here and there, maybe a little not Mike's Hard Lemonade, but, little vino, little coquito here and there. But she doesn't drink every fucking stream. Because she doesn't need to, because she's not that type of person. So, she's a nice lady. That's all I gotta say about that. But, for you people that want to get drunk on your fucking live streams, more power to you, but you come off like a schmuck. So, you want to smoke your weed, drink, get drunk on your fucking live streams, go ahead. But you still sound like an idiot. I don't need to get drunk on my fucking videos. to get views or whatever. So, I'm drinking straight Pepsi, straight Coke, straight whatever it may be. So, and again, you can't tell there's anything in this. You cannot tell. Because you would see, it would be a different color. I mean, same color, but it'd be a little bit, whatever. But it's not, I'm telling you the honest, dead truth, there's nothing in here. Nothing. And I don't have any in my refrigerator. So you want to come and raid my fridge? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. But it is what it is. I mean, even the white, my, Rosa doesn't drink a lot, but she's a party drinker, like me. We're social drinkers, so she's a little bit more wild and crazy than me, but, I have to put her in check sometimes, but, can't always do that. And I don't need to get her drunk to fuck her, so I don't need to get any woman drunk to fuck them. They can be drunk and fuck me anyway. I don't care, but, I just don't want to, get up in the morning and like, what are you doing here? I don't know. What are you doing here? Did we fuck? I think we did. I don't know. How could you not know? You're naked. I don't know. Maybe I came out of the shower and I forgot to put my clothes on. I don't know. Well, did you use a condom? Of course I did. I'm not gonna bang you without a fucking condom. I mean, I'm not that stupid, I mean, come on now. Wrap it up if you doing that shit. I keep saying it, You go to the club and then you take a girl home, whether she be drunk or not. Wrap up that burrito. You don't want to have little minions and, your unplanned minions. It happens, but, But I digress on that, but like I said, I don't need to do that shit. I just say drunk sex is the best sex in the world because I think it's funny. Doesn't mean I'm actually doing it, so. It's not like I'm taking some girl home, I'm gonna have drunk sex, I'm basically rape. Yeah, okay. I'm not that type of person that'll rape somebody. Oh, you raped a cat! Yeah. I never did that before in my life. I'm not that type of person, so. It was a bad joke, first of all. And I was trying to get the satire to come out, and it didn't work, and I admit that, so. It was a bad joke that just, and if I die, I'm gonna go to heaven with that. I care less, but, but get over it already. It's 4 years ago. Drop it. Well, I'm gonna drop you. But it is what it is. Moving on. Alright, let's get to the main event, because I want to go to, pretty much have a late night snack, maybe do another video and go to bed. Alright, so Darby basically had to, torture Pac to get another, third match with him before breaking his ankle, so we got that. Don't know when it's gonna be, but so we'll see what happens on, Collision this weekend. From Arlington, Texas, because we're going to be in Arlington, Texas for Collision for the entire month of January. So, got another this week, and then I think 2 or 3 more shows after that. Same thing with Ring of Honor. We're going to be getting to that. The Ring of Honor shows from Arlington, Texas, too. So I think this week was from, actually, hold on. My phone because it's on the other side. I think Ring of Honor was from the Hammerstein. I have to check. Let me just check that. Today's the 8th. Let's see here. Let me see here. I think we're I don't. I think there were. I think the. I didn't watch all of it. I think they were at the Hammerstein Ballroom for this week's show. I think it had one more show from the Hammerstein. I think next week is going to be from Arlington Esports Arena, or whatever it's called. That too. That's where it's from. It came from my ass. No, we get that. All right, let's get to the main event, because I'm almost on 2 hours with this video. All right, so we have the lights out match. Basically, anything goes after the lights dim. Pretty much, it was like Spotlight Central. They turn the lights off, and they're wrestling in the spotlight. Anyway, Swerve with my good buddy Prince Nana at ringside, taking on the Hangman Adam Page, about to do some cowboy shit. They take on Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and they send for the man, you. Oh. Get in here with your Doritos. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. So this was wild. The Opps take over early. Hobbs grabs a chair. Tries a big chair shot. Missed. And Swerve gets in a kick from the apron. And pretty much leaving Hook alone to get beat up 2-on-1. Adam Page moonsaults off the top on the Hobbs. And then Swerve with a Death Valley driver on the apron. Ow! The poor Hook. Then the lights actually come on. So basically it was kind of like a lights out match. Just with the spotlights. And then the lights finally came back on again. I mean, I don't think they're going to go to that arena again. You know, that arena probably did not pay the light bill. There were so many. I mean, that's the second botch. We had that first one with the ladies segment. And then this one, he's like, when the lights go off, when they come back on, we will not be held responsible for what happens in this ring. So I guess the people that ran maybe the light guy should be fired. Whoever turns on and off the lights in the arena and shit, that guy should be fired immediately. So anyway, lights come back on. Adam Page grabs his chain, gets taken down by Will Hobbs, and then Hook catches Swerve with a suplex off the apron. Ow! We go to break. 2 minutes into the overrun, and we went, I think, 20 minutes, the overrun. I think it ended at 10:20, I think. Something like that. Come back, Adam Page gets suplexed to a table in the corner. Table time for the near fall. And then Hook wedges a chair in the corner. Hobbs goes right into it. Ow, of course. Then we get the staple gun. Why not? And then, Hook gets basically his chest stapled. Ow! Talk about heartburn. Somebody get that man some Metamucil or, some Prilosec or something. Get him some Pepto-Bismol. Shit. He's gotta have heartburn for a while. Anyway, then a short powerbomb drops Hook again, and then Swerve stables his way out of Hobbs' suplex. Ow! That had to hurt. And then we bust out the cinder blocks. We're going CCW, JCW, not even a little bit of JCW, Jersey Championship Wrestling, like Juggalo. Fuck the Juggalos. And going a little bit old school CCW, a little back Tremont, if you will. The Bulldozer, he knows something about that. So does Nick fucking Gage. MDK all fucking day. Ricky Shane Page, people like that. Those hardcore maniacs. So cinder blocks are taken out. Takes way too long, so Hobbs comes back with some chair shots. Prince Nana saves Swerve from a concerto. Well, he paid for it after that. Swerve tries a guillotine. That pretty much went nowhere. Yeah. And then, I think Hobbs tries to do the world's strongest slam on the cinder blocks. My notes went... Okay, there we go. If I can get it back. Sorry guys, I lost my spot. My spot! Dog spot! Liver spot! But I have my spot. Where was I? Oh yeah, Swerve tries a guillotine, and that goes reversed into well, try for a world's strongest slam on the cinder blocks. Ow! And then the Opps Dojo comes out to jump Adam Page, but that didn't work because everybody, they got tied together with the chain for Prince Nana throws hot coffee, fresh pot, into Hobbs' face. Ow, that burned his face. I mean, talk about burning your eye. Somebody call Randy Orton. Anyway, so Page and Swerve get out of that, flip out of the chain, and they beat the crap out of the Dojo guys. Hobbs hits Hook by mistake. Oops. And then, Hangman goes to the buckshot layer and gets caught with a spine buster by Hobbs. Swerve gives Hobbs the house call. And then he Swerve stomp on the floor, drops a few of the Dojo members, and another stomp into the Deadeye. That was nice. Drops Hobbs onto the cinder blocks. Ow! And pretty much that leaves Hook to get dropped with a headbutt. Followed by a rolling elbow. Boom, with the chain. And then, Swerve hits the house call, and JR's like, will you stop the goddamn match? By God, now to get over it, will ya? You know, I mean, calm down. It's gonna end there, JR. You gotta go to the bathroom. You got a hot date somewhere, you know? Get a big juicy steak with a, by God, barbecue sauce on it. So, he hits the house call into the buckshot lariat, and then I thought that was gonna be it there, but Hangman takes the chain and basically hangs Hook, and Hook just tapped out immediately. So finally, this match finally ends to JR. It finally ended in under 20 minutes. So Hangman and Swerve get the win in a hellacious, brutal match. So they get the win, and pretty much it ends the show. So match-wise, I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Crazy match it was. Cinder blocks, tables, chairs, chains, staple guns. I mean, when you get ladders, but you know, it was wild and crazy. You know, they went buck wild on that bitch. What? Buck wild on that bitch, pretty much. And it was crazy as shit, as Jay Briscoe would tell you. That's pretty much it. Alright, so that ends Dynamite. I thought Dynamite was pretty decent, not great. Still gave it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Then I'm gonna wait. You fuckers thought of the show down below in the comment section. Like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna have a late night snack, and then maybe I'll be back with your Raw review before I hit the bed. Because I do gotta get up early tomorrow and go, not early, too early tomorrow, but I do gotta go to I gotta go to physical therapy tomorrow. So get my session in. I got the day off tomorrow because I have to, you know. So, you know, I'm gonna have a 3-day weekend. I'm gonna enjoy it. Got a concert on Saturday night, so I'm gonna enjoy that with the missus and some friends. Sunday we got the Niners and the Eagles. Hopefully Trent Williams will play. I doubt it. So it's not gonna be pretty. I'll tell you that much. But there is I'm pulling for the Niners to shock the Eagles in Philly, but I mean, we'll see. Stranger things have happened in the NFL playoffs. I mean, we'll see. So I'm just hoping that the Niners can come out firing on all cylinders, and the defense wakes the fuck up, because you know the Eagles still are pretty good. They're the defending champs. It would be nice to put them down in the first round. That rhymes. And then you hope for the best, and you know, get to the division championship. The divisional round. Whether it be the Bears, whether it be the Seahawks, whether it be the Rams. So playoffs start Saturday, and like I said, we got the Niners at 4:30 on Fox. I think it's going to be Kevin Burkhardt and I think Tom Brady, which is, better than Troy Gaiman and Joe Fuck on ESPN/ABC on Monday. With that horrible game that's going to be on Monday. But we'll see what happens with that. So it should be some good stuff this weekend. hopefully the Niners pull it off, but I hope they don't get blown out. Because if it's a blowout, I'm just turning it off. I'm like, I really don't care. I'm not going to get a 2023 on this. Remember when there was the Eagles and the Niners in a championship game? And the Eagles just blew the fucking doors off the Niners. They injured Brock Purdy. Then they injured pretty much their emergency quarterback. And they didn't have another quarterback after that. Even though Christian McCaffrey was warming up as a emergency to an emergency quarterback. God forbid he got injured. It's going to be brutal on Sunday. Hopefully not in a bad way for the Niners, but, they brutalized the Eagles, who are not great. Their defense is great. Offense, not so much. But, didn't even play their starters in Week 18, so Jalen Hurts and company coming in fresh. So, they're coming for the jugular, basically, on a depleted Niners defense. It's just garbage. But if they can get Trent Williams to play, maybe they can get that running game going. Brock Purdy has to play way better than he did last week against the Seahawks. Hopefully they can get Kittle into the game, Jawan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall's not going to play. He's not playing. He's not playing. Trent is probably be a game time decision. He's a fighter and he wants to be out there with his team. But I wouldn't risk it because, he's coming off a hamstring injury. And you really don't want that to linger into next season. Because it takes basically maybe a month, basically a little over about a month to heal properly. But, it's been a week now. Not even, pretty much it's been not even a week yet. So, but if he plays, probably be limited plays. I'm not going to play all of the game, but, just enough. But if Trent re-aggravates that hamstring, forget it. He's out, multiple months. I would dare say a year. He might not make it to training camp. I hope not, but I'd be very cautious with Trent Williams. I would just sit him down and say, you know what? We'll go with what we have. We'll pull a rabbit out of our ass, Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh, and then hope for the best. And then if they lose, they lose. And then hopefully, Robert Saleh comes back because they've been talking about him going to Baltimore, maybe Arizona, maybe the Giants. Who knows? He's going to be looked at, and I don't know if Robert Saleh wants to. He wants to be a head coach. I understand that, but how good did you do with the Jets? Not so good, Al, huh? So whether he goes to Baltimore, whether he goes to wherever he goes, Arizona, who knows? But maybe we'll have better luck the second time around as a head coach. But we have that. And Jim Harbaugh, he parted ways with the Ravens. He might go to the Giants. Ugh. That might be a good fit because he can work around with Dax and everything. Jackson Dart and everything. He can work with them. I just don't think it's not a great fit, but they gotta get somebody. But I think the Giants ain't gonna go anywhere next year anyway. And I don't know how Aaron Glenn still has a job with the Jets. The Jets are a miserable franchise as it is, but I'm going to go with that. So I think the Jets and the Giants might not go anywhere next year. Maybe the Giants might turn it around, but who knows. But at least the Niners' schedule next year is a third-place schedule, so it's not that bad. They do play in MetLife again! Why? Why are we playing the Giants in MetLife again next year? Why? So more people can get hurt? On that horrible fucking field? That's it. I'm going, guys. Thanks for watching. 6.5 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. That's it. Until next time, my friends. Be safe, be well, kick ass, and for all you fuckers out there who don't like it, well, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. I'm out. Peace, bitches.